Well, President Trump delivered the State of the Union address to the country, and much to the chagrin of the Democrats, some of them boycotted and the others didn't want to be there. But they showed up. We're going to talk about that today because it was a very important speech, and I think it really helped President Trump in the eyes of the American public. Ed Vitagliano, Abraham Hamilton III, I'm Tim Wildman. Abe, what was the most impressive thing to you about the speech?
There were several, but I'd say one that stood out to me was the clarity with which President Trump declared that all people, children born and unborn, are made in the holy image of God. I thought that was a pretty bold proclamation in this era where speaking of God is considered taboo in many places, where the President of the United States just hit it straight on, and following the shenanigans in New York and Virginia, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Mexico, for the president to make that declaration, I consider that to be a very bold proclamation and something that the nation would do well to heed.
Would you say that thus far the president has graded out well in terms of his pro-life campaign promises?
Oh, absolutely. He no doubt has been the most pro-life president since Ronald Reagan, and in some ways he probably has even exceeded Reagan on some fronts, on the pro-life front.
Some people, I'm sure, would have advised him, hey, don't touch that topic, it's too divisive. We want to have a positive speech, so don't talk about something like that. Yeah. But to his credit, he talked about that and other things that he believes in, which some people would call divisive. Ed, your thoughts on the speech?
Well, there was a bunch of things I liked about the speech. One of the finest speeches I've ever heard at the State of the Union address. Kind of to springboard off what Abe said, one of the things that struck me was the contrast between President Trump's clear, clarion call to protect the unborn with the picture of Democratic freshman women who dressed in white, because it's the 1920 was, we have a 100-year anniversary coming up of the right to vote being given to women. So Democratic women dressed in white, and when the president was talking about that and calling for further protections for the unborn, all those women dressed in white, the color of purity, sat there and did not clap, did not stand up, did not cheer. That was bizarre to see women who we normally think are nurturing and will protect babies, basically saying, no, we want the dismemberment of unborn children to continue. One of the other things that struck me, and actually I got choked up watching it, was some of the guests that President Trump had, including veterans from World War II, the Normandy invasion, and also a man who remembered 75 years ago being at Dachau in Germany, a concentration camp, his father looking out and seeing soldiers with guns and being afraid of what was coming. And he said, no, it's the Americans. And that just struck me. And I think America still plays an important role in God's plan for this world. And my prayer is that God will send revival and not allow our country to go to destruction.
Amen. And of course, that's what we proclaim here at American Family Association, is a belief in God, in Jesus Christ, and the Bible. So we're going to continue to promote the values that come from the Bible. Thanks to Ed and Abe. We'll see you next time on Reason and Company.